All right. Hey, honeys, me here. It's here, January 14th, 2026, noon, straight up. Okay. Hi, Julie. Ooh, I should probably share the live. Whoops. I'm so bad. I'm not used to going live, you guys. How do I do this? I can figure it out, I think. I wish it would like just give you one button and then you could like share it out to like a bunch of people. They probably do have that, but what in the world? Sorry, I'm not ignoring like the chat or anything. I'm just like trying to. Okay. How are you guys doing? It's been a wild, literally, we're on day 14 of this this year. 2 weeks straight up. Hi, Tracy. How you guys? I've been wanting to try to do another 20-minute meditation because yesterday was kind of cool. Like my first time actually like seeing anything in meditation. Julianne, good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, it's 7 a.m. there. Wow. Isn't it so wild that we can like connect from across the globe? Tracy, you're just about done with work. Ugh, man. It's hard. Like, like I can't, work is a good thing. It's a good distraction, I actually really miss being at work right now. It's nice to have that routine and everything, but when you're already kind of feeling burnt out, it makes it really hard. You watch me all the time. That's awesome. Thank you. I love that. Feel like there's so much wild stuff going on in the world, and even in Australia. Like, I don't know a lot about like the politics and stuff like that, but I do enjoy watching videos. I don't know if you watch her, Libby from Meister Tarot. I enjoy her very much. And who else? There's another one, Lena Rodriguez. She's really good too. Because I like to watch Hogarth from Hogarth's Global Astrology. He's really good. But I've heard that there's not everything is sunshine and lollipops down under either. The world is a wild place right now. After I do the live, my goal is to try and see if the guides have a pendulum message. I would do it live, but it takes a while to get like the spelling and everything like that. And I actually use my phone because my memory is crap. Nowhere near as bad as that. Well, good for you guys. I'm so glad. We can't wait. Like, we are definitely in a tower moment right now, for sure. And it's gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's not it's kind of like dead hair. It's not healthy. You got to cut it off. How did I get started on my pendulum readings? Well, I actually, do you remember Jessica Cakes? Now she goes by Starseed Jess. I don't know if you followed her or not. I've been into like spirituality stuff before, but like with oracle cards and stuff like that. And I grew up, my mom, like we didn't like ever go to church or anything like that, but we were baptized Catholic and stuff like that. So my mom was always like, don't do that stuff. It's not good. I think her account's private now, Kiri. I hope I said that right. Yeah, Jess doesn't do it anymore. I think she took it really hard because too, I think she had to make her account private because she was getting like harassed, really bad by Red Hatters. And so, you know, but it seems like she's really working on herself and her mental health and stuff like that, which is good. But you know, she was the one that was really doing like, pendulum messages and stuff like that. And, so I was like, what the hell? And you know, I started looking up on like, you know, how to do it, you know, hi Adriana, how to do it. You have to be responsible with it, you know, and you have to also like have respect and kind of learn like you're tapping into energy and stuff like that. That's why like I don't necessarily like to read on, like I would never read on like somebody that I know, like a coworker or whatever, you know what I mean? But when it's stuff like this, it's like for the collective, you know what I mean? So that's how I got started. Protection prayers, really, really good. Making sure that I like to have certain stones. So like I have like my palm selenite that I use. It's like cleansing, charging, protective. And then this is black tourmaline is a good one. And also, I don't know where my black obsidian is right now. But yeah, oh, and smoky quartz. These are really good protective crystals to have around. You want to do it, but you're scared. And that's okay. I mean, if you definitely, if you were feeling scared, I wouldn't do it because you need to be grounded and stuff. So if it's something that freaks you out, then just don't do it. There's other ways of, like, would you be more comfortable with like oracle cards or something like that? I mean, it's a way to get messages from your guides and stuff. Like I do use the pendulum to check and make sure that it's the cards that they want and stuff like that. But if I'm doing something that's off camera, I don't always do that. Julie, you've done your pendulum with your necklace and with tea bags. Oh, interesting. It seems where, yeah, like literally anything that dangles, you know, and can move freely. Oh, I'm glad that you like my videos. I hope they help, you know, we're just trying to make sense of the chaos that we're all experiencing right now. I mean, there are good things that are happening right now. You know, we have the, I think it's the prosecutors that are, you know, walking away. And some people say they think that's a bad thing because, you know, then there's no good people on the inside. I actually view it as completely opposite. I view it as they're going to put dipshits in there that know nothing about what they're doing. And, you know, that's going to be bad for them. Sorry, I got my Ring camera alerts on, you know. So it's kind of like, who are they trying to go after with that one person who isn't even a qualified attorney to be trying the case? My mind's going blank. But basically, each judge keeps shooting it down. So it's times like that where I'm like, okay, you know, there are good things happening. It's just they want us focused on all of the horrific shit, which there is horrific shit. I'm not saying that, you know, bury your head in the sand to it. But they want us in a state where our central nervous system is just fried. They want to just keep flooding the zone, as Steve would say. So, and that's why, you know, that's why last week, I think it was Friday, I didn't even do like a pendulum message. I just wanted like an oracle card pull. You know what I mean? And so I did the yes, no cards because if my guides really thought that I should do a pendulum message, then I would do it. But I didn't want to give this monster, the 8-headed monster, any more of, you know, my energy than they're already trying to take. Hi, Amy. And I think it's good to like have our community, you know what I mean? Like being able to talk to each other and vent, you know? Hi, Dawn. Thank you. Yeah, I feel bad on days where I can't make videos, you know? But, you know, it's all too about protecting my energy, you know? Marmar RT. Hi. Hi, everyone. Felt super in your emotions this week. Super sad. Dude, same. I've had, times where I'm just like, what the hell? And then it's not only the stuff outside, right? We have stuff in our own lives, in our own homes. We have, crisis going on out there, and not everybody has crisis in their homes, but some of us do. And it's like so much all the time. You moved your content to, oh, yeah. That's why I've been trying to cross post, because I don't know, I'm going to ride this out here on the Clock app. But if things get too meh, I'm going to just go over to YT, we'll call it. If we can, try to find alternative news sources that can bring some balance. Yeah, totally. I don't quite listen to her as much anymore, but there's a lady called Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides is her YouTube channel. And I used to really enjoy watching her. She used to do this thing called Coffee with Karen. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with her, but I would like on my lunch break and stuff at work, I would watch it. And it was basically like just watching her in real time kind of go through what's happening and like just kind of talking through it. You know what I mean? Because there has been a lot all last year. And this is what they do. We went not as extreme as what's happening right now, but same thing was happening last time, Orange was there. So, you know what I mean? It's just the difference is now he's surrounded by a bunch of loyalists. So, oh yeah, there was a point to me bringing Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides up. She uses ground news, so it tells you like left, right leaning, center, and the factuality of it. Like how factual is it? Because that's another thing too. Like, I was watching. I went to Adam Cray's page. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a debater, so I try to limit how much I watch him. Not that I don't love him or anything. He's so funny. I love his laugh. But he has something that I think it was from just before the contest in 2024. And he was talking to this lady about what happened on J6, right? And how they were all Antifa, right? And, he's like, how do you know that? And she's like, I just do. You can tell. And he's like, how can you tell? She's like, by what they were doing. And so he's like trying to fish out, like, what were they doing that made them Antifa? And soon, like, finally, it got to the point where he's like, what did you see? She's like, well, I didn't see anything. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? She's like, I got it from the news. And he's like, what news? And guess which one she brought up? Sky News from Canada and the BBC are relevant. Yeah. Yep. Totally. I honestly do not trust any major from around here at all. Not even my local one that I used to love to watch. Like in the morning, that used to be my routine. Get up, have breakfast, have your cup of coffee, make sure to check in on traffic and whatever. It's like, this world or this land is unrecognizable. It's crazy. And we should be able to rely on that. We shouldn't have to have this much distrust. But yeah. What was I going to say? I had something in the back of my head. Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about how, uncomfortable it is watching all this happen and how interesting it is, because it's like, we're not shocked it's happening, right? Because like, not just my guides, but so many of our guides, our gut, our intuition has been telling us that it's going to fall. Okay. It's going to crumble. We knew watching it's going to be really sad. I think the hardest part for me is watching, people going through things like physically, like watching them be unalived in some cases, kidnapped, tortured, things like that. I'm trying to be careful. watching all this happen, trying to make sense of it, knowing, zooming out from a spiritual lens, that we all chose this, which I know is hard to do. It's like, why would you choose this? You know, but when I was on my walk today, I was thinking about it. It's like, you know, the example of this came to me. It's like, say you are, you know, putting a nail in your wall to hang like a painting or something like that, right? And you're tapping it and you accidentally like put the hammer through the drywall and you notice, oh my gosh, is that mold? And then the more you start peeling back, you realize your entire house is infested with mold, right? That's like how this feels to me right now. We are realizing just how, you know, so in that case, what do? You have to rip it down to the studs. So that's what we're doing. We're ripping it down to the studs. Well, and I should say we are, but mainly the regime is. Sorry, you guys. I keep getting all these ring notifications. I thought I silenced them. Clearly, I didn't do it good enough. Living in a red state. Don't trust anybody. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, honeys. Yeah, I'm in Washington State. So I'm grateful, especially right now. Good to see you live. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why. I just get a little bit like nervous to go live. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm like, I put myself on front of the camera, you know, all the time and just hit upload. I don't know what's different about being live, but hi, is it Dilo? Dilo? Sorry if I'm butchering that. The same way about like going live. You feel weird about it too? Dilo. Okay. You got a live. Your day's improving. Oh, thanks, Leanne. I'm trying. It's real time. It is scary. It is scary. And, you know, that's also by design. That's their exact goal, you know. But also, like, anything new is scary, right? Starting a new job is scary. I remember, do you ever remember, like, being a kid and you were done with elementary school and it was time to go to middle school and you're like, you know, like, new school, new campus to navigate, you know, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, it's scary. It's unfamiliar, and the unfamiliar is scary. You know what I mean? That's kind of like how I'm viewing this. I'm like, because like, we're not going back to how things used to be. You know what I mean? And it can't, right? The house is infested with mold. We got to get rid of it. Even in your small mountain town in Colorado, you're experiencing cold water cruelty. To be a fly on the wall at their life review, seriously. Ooh, my son. Okay, I'll give you an update on my son here in a minute. I did want to say, middle school to high school, you were freaked out. I did want to say, did you guys hear about the leak with the names of the cold water people? Like, they're getting called out even by their kids. And like, there's this, I can't remember the name of the person that, oh my gosh, let me see if I can get rid of it. Okay. I hope you guys can still see me. Anyway, yeah, they're like getting called out. They're like making this huge, these people will never be able to show their faces ever again. They're doing it to themselves. You know what I mean? We build a better future after the circus has caused everything to fall. Are you asking, will we? Because yes, we will. Yeah, dude, good kids. The newest generation, they ain't playing. They are like, You know, like, and I feel like this next generation too is so much more tapped in than we were. Like, and we are more tapped in than the generations before us, right? Which brings me to a quick update on my son. So he's in the partial hospitalization program, and I asked if it was okay for me to share this information. So just to let you guys know, I did want to clear it before I said anything publicly, because it came to light last week that because he would call his girlfriend's stepdad when he's feeling in crisis, because his girlfriend's stepdad, it's like a safe adult that's not me or my husband, because it's like, who wants to talk to their parents about not wanting to be here anymore? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get it. And I was glad that he had a safe adult to talk to. So he told me one time last week that he felt like he was in crisis. And I was like, he's like, but I don't know if I want to call, I can't remember his name now. Why? Jason is his name. And I said, he's like, because it's not like a crisis, like my usual crisis. And I was like, okay, well, what kind of crisis is it? And he's like, kind of like an identity crisis. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. You know what I mean? And, he said that he is feeling like these notes of like femininity, you know, like almost like gender dysphoria. So I was like, okay. And so I was like, and not to say like church goey, oh, thank you for the rose. Not to say that that all churchgoers and stuff like that are against LGBTQ, you know, but there has seemed to be, you know, kind of a words are hard, you guys. You guys know what I mean. And they are very Christian. They go to church, and so he was afraid, essentially, about how he would react to that. And so I said, you know, he's in partial hospitalization. He was going to, we call it PHP. I was like, you're going in the morning. I was like, know that me and your dad and your family, we all love you very much, and we're here to support you no matter what, you know, and just kind of explore, you know. And so this last weekend we went to a couple thrift stores, and we went to like Ross and stuff like that, because they're still not sure. That's why I'm kind of using them. So his name is Zach, you know, birth name, but playing around with maybe the name Zoe, you know, things like that. So which this coming to light makes complete sense, you guys, because they started having these feelings, these thoughts, you know, early last year. And it's like the climate that we're living in right now, especially for somebody. And he said that the Bible really messed him up because, you know, I don't know. I think because he was even catching himself being judgy towards, you know, members of the LGBTQ community. As a 12-year-old, he was judging. I was like, so just trying to educate him and tell him, you know, just because a book says something, a book that was written by men, by the way, don't get me started. Not anything against men. There's plenty of good men out there. But, you know, I imagine being a kid, just trying to figure out who you even are, you know, in this world, and then having the rhetoric that's out there and like feeling like, how can you even exist? You know what I mean? Like, I understand now a lot better, God, what they must have been feeling. You know what I mean? And as hard as it is for us adults, my God. And then you got hormones on top of it. Let me go back through here. Okay. One of their own kids sent pictures and everything. They would see us burn, then for us to know what truly happened to these kids. And I know. It's really disturbing. It's really disturbing. That's why and then the things, I'm going to be really cryptic here. The things that came out from Sasha, who I completely believe, okay. I have not heard, I have not listened. I've seen summarizations and stuff like that, by credible people and stuff. The things that we thought we thought Lake Michigan was bad. This is getting so much darker. And I'm not surprised. But just absolutely disgusted. It's, oh. Makes perfect sense. Your cousin had to come out gay to various religious Orthodox family. Oh man, I hope that they were loving. Gosh. Okay. Yeah, there is no way not to believe it. Yeah. Hi, Feminine Rising. What's up, girl? It is so much more depraved than you could have ever imagined. I mean, these people are monsters. They're absolute monsters. Absolute monsters. And you know, who was I listening to this morning and it completely resonated with me? Gretchen's Got Questions. That Orange, I obviously played a huge role in all of this, right? But still isn't the top, you know, and this is a part of the 8-headed monster, you guys. You guys remember me talking about the 8-headed monster, this web, and it's global, right? They were very loving and supporting. He's happily married and performing direct. I love that. You know, one thing I've always wanted to do, I want to go, because my older sister's done it before, but I wasn't 21 at the time. And ever since I've turned 21, I'm like, why have I not? Drag bingo. How much fun would that be? Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. If it wasn't true, they'd be suing for defamation. 100%. It's the silence is how you know. I'm just saying. Because that MFer is never silent about nothing. Your son's oldest dad is a drag queen now. That is so awesome. I love drag queens, dude. I want to know how they can do makeup so much better than I can. It's unfair. Oh, and that's another thing that they're experimenting with. I took Zoe, I'm going to refer to them as, out, and we went to Ulta. You guys, all we got from Ulta was mascara. It was mascara and like a lip pencil. Over $20. What? Like, why? Your hairdresser is a drag queen too. I love that so much. Yeah, because they went to go use like a lip gloss thing and they're still so new to it. You know, I was trying to help clean up the edges for them and they were having a hard time. So I was just like, okay. So I was like, maybe a pencil and then you can go over that with like a chapstick or something to help kind of moisturize it a little bit. That way you have more control over it. Do they have good stuff at the Dollar Tree? Okay, I'll have to hit that up because I'm just like, you guys don't forget to, oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah, if you guys are so inclined, if you could send a heart me, it just kind of helps get the live out to more people and stuff. I don't think it costs anything. Hi, Tracy. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Feminine. Thank you, Carrie. Is it Carrie? Am I saying that right? Thank you, Leanne. Dude, I wish I could buy makeup at the Dollar Tree. Unfortunately, now that I'm 41, if I buy like Maybelline, you see every crease in my face. So I have to use like the color correcting and like anti-aging stuff from like I can't find it anymore. It's Juice Beauty is the brand. And then now I'm having to use one from It Cosmetics, and they're like $40 a tube, but you're going to be 41 in April. Well, you must have skin like glass then, because mine looks like the Sahara Desert. Oh, thank you. It looks amazing. TikTok puts a little bit of a filter on. So if I really came close, well, you can kind of see. I've got wrinkles. It smooths it out a little bit. I'm just being honest with you guys. Okay, Julianne, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate having you here, and I hope you have a great day, okay, honeys? Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Well, it also doesn't help. I kind of also have like some loose skin on my neck. It doesn't help that I've lost and gained like 100 pounds 3 times in my life. So my skin's like, what the hell are you doing to me? My elasticity is kind of meh. Wait until I hit my 50s. I'm going to choose not to think about that. Ugh. Hi, Candy. I'm live, baby. Yeah, I was just like, dude, I just need to get on here. I'm such a wuss when it comes to going live, and I don't know why. Wait until the chin hairs. Oh my God, you know what's funny? Is actually, I love that we're just gabbing, you guys. I have a mole here and a mole here. And when me and my husband first got together, because this has been since high school, you guys, that I've had this. And we had been together for like a month or two. And I was like, I have something to tell you. And he was like, what? And I was like, I have. And I was like, the way I drug it out, it's like, I was like, I have a mole hair. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, I thought you were going to say like herpes or something like that, which I did on purpose. I wanted to make him like, but yeah, I have tweezers upstairs and in my car, just in case I catch one. And not to dog on anybody who has herpes, okay? I just wanted to fuck with him a little bit, okay? Yes, you have to be prepared, Tracy. You have to, no matter where you're at. And they can't just be any, like, they have to be the tweezers that are, like, flat and they meet together, like, precisely. You know what I mean? Don't know why, but it always shows up right there. Right where? What shows up? Those hairs just appear randomly and are so long. Oh my God, you guys, there's been a couple times where my husband's like, wait, don't move. Because I have like peach fuzz on my face. I have PCOS. Oh, hairs. Okay. And there's been a couple times where my husband's like, don't move. Because it's like hard to see them because they're so light. And it's been like right here, you guys. He just goes, doink, and like pulls it out. I was like, ah, I didn't know I had a hair there. Oh, listen, can't use tweezers or you shave it. Hey, you know what? Whatever works. They're so individual. And I think if somebody else was doing it, I wouldn't like it. But because I control it, I can handle it better. Chin hair found on the way to appointment. No tweezers. Oh, no. Every once in a while, I can like get my fingers in just the right place and get it. But yeah, I am lucky that they're light. Yeah, okay, yours, you said, hate the fact mine are dark. Never feel I can hide them. Yeah. And that's the thing. How much is laser hair removal? Because that would be a nice thing to know. You know what I mean? Because I considered, I mean, I'm not a big shaver. Dude, my mom didn't let us like shave our legs or anything like that. I just started doing it when I was like 14 years old. I'm like, I'm not going out with hair on my legs. Thanks. You tried laser hair and it made it worse. That's what happened. Oh my God. Did you get a refund? Oh, sorry, shaking. Oh, yeah, and you have to go multiple sessions. It spread, I'd be pissed. Oh, my God. Hell no. That's awful, dude. Laser isn't good for us blondes. I believe it. Oh, my gosh. Can you use Nair on your face? I love the topics that we get into, you guys. It's fun. Going back to electrolytes, but it hurts. Oh, electrolysis. Little dyslexic. Yeah, I think I've gotten one of those at-home electrolysis things before. Like, and it's like one of those ones that's very like, it's so I don't have the patience to like sit and do all of that. But yeah, it doesn't feel great. We all need to laugh. Nair. Yeah, no, I remember my grandmother using Nair. What did you do in the spa that hurt so bad? The electrolysis? I read it as electrolytes. Oh my God. Embarrassing. Got my Dr. Pepper Zero. Yeah, I honestly, especially during the wintertime, I'll let some of my armpit hair grow out and whatever in my legs. I'm like I'm not going to the beach. Oh, are you heading out, Kiri? Okay, have a good day. I hope work goes well the rest of the day for you, okay? Thanks for coming and saying hi to us. Yes, Dr. Pepper is the shit. It is my jam. I was so happy because for some reason, Dr. Pepper Zero and Dr. Pepper. Oh, thank you for the roses, Kiri. Have a good day, sweetie. Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pepper Zero are very different. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so pretty. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I love like the electric, like purple. Cherry Dr. Pepper. You know, I've seen it and I've never tried it. I'll have to give it a try. Have I joined the Dr. Pepper Rewards Club? I didn't know that was a thing. Learn something new every day. Remember the Epleti device? It used to pull your hair out. Am I saying that right? Epleti device. I don't remember anything like that. That's interesting. I'm going to have to Google that. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, I like Diet Dr. Pepper, and this tastes different. This tastes more like the original Dr. Pepper with the sugar in it. And that was one thing the last time, because when I first started losing weight this last time where I've actually kept it off, I've kept it off now 7 or 8 years. And so this is the longest I've kept my weight off, because I think part of it too was the fact that I was diagnosed with MS. So it's like in my brain, I know I cannot allow myself to gain weight. Like that is not an option for me. So it's like, I remember I have to find alternatives that work for me that I can actually like maintain. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, I'm going to have to look what that is up. Epilator is correct spelling. Epilator. I still don't think I've heard about it. Wow, that's great. Self-care. Yeah. Also, I love my walks. That's like and that's one thing also too that I'm learning with spirituality with Sam. Because like I've told you guys, I'm new to this whole spirituality thing. Like I know I know like foundation like stuff, you know what I mean? But like to go in depth, I feel like, you know, spirituality with Sam, Sky Girl, Geoprism, Ethical Psychic, you know, they are kind of like, they're college grads, you know what I mean? They know their shit. And so, like I'm learning the difference between mindfulness and actual meditation. You can't wait to get into your new place. The building has a gym included. That's awesome. You feel so much better after just moving your body, whatever that looks like, right? Whatever feels good to you. Because, you know, not everybody can walk, you know? So some people, you know, they'll join their local YMCA or something and do some water aerobics or using the bike. All kinds of stuff. I have a fraying meniscus on my left leg. I used to like to run a lot and stuff like that, but my MS, after I was diagnosed, if I run, my body, my limbs, especially my legs, feel like sandbags. Let's see. You too. Started the pendulum ready because of you. It's fascinating. You have started. That's great. A reading. Okay. I was kind of thinking that was probably, I was picking up what you were putting down. That's great. I think it is such a good way to really open up, you know, the communication with your guides. Both your knees need to be replaced. I'm so sorry. Hi, Missy. How are you doing today, honeys? Yeah, no, knee pain sucks. Helps you to decipher what's reality. Yeah. Yep. Make sure you do the law of challenge too, though, okay? Just because you can get trickster energy in there. If you don't know what the law of challenge is, just let me know and I can tell you. Or if anybody else wants to know how to do the law of challenge, I can like do a quick demonstration or like quick if you guys want to see it. Doing pretty good. Just designed a new pendulum board. Hell yeah, that's badass. I love that. You want me to show you? Okay. Okay. I'll show you. So first, I do a protection prayer. So because if I'm going to do the law challenge, I'm going to do that. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God conscious, my guides, guardians, and only those who are of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it is only of the highest and purest light. Amen. So let me see if I might have to tilt my camera down just a scooch. Okay, I don't have my pendulum board here or anything. Okay, so Mama Annovate, can you guys show me a yes? Thank you. Can you show me a no? And sometimes you have to be patient, you know what I mean? So that's their no. So you have to ask this. This is like spiritual realm. They have like spiritual law. That's why like if you have a spirit around you, if you tell them to leave, they have got to go. They can't just hang around. They have to leave, okay? So this is what you do. You say, in the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? It's going to give you a yes, okay? And then kind of let it do its thing. So then it just kind of is like waiting. It's like a car idling is what I like to put. Okay, in the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Yes, okay. All right, in the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Yes, okay, good. No trickster energy right now. Sorry, I don't want to miss any of your guys' stuff. The round pendulum board doesn't work for you, Missy? Law of challenge, yeah. Yep, law of challenge and protection prayers. Tracy, are you new to using the pendulum? Yes, please, new here, already loving this. Oh, thanks, Jill. I'm glad that it's, you know, helpful for you. You know, I will need to write it down. Well, do you want to, you can do like a screen recording really quick and I can say it over again and you can save it that way if you want. Just let me know. Yes, you say the same prayer and ask 3 clarification questions. Yep, that's a good way to do it too. So what happens if you say no? What I do is I'll ask my guides just the same way as like we've cleared like oracle decks and stuff like that. I will ask my guides, you know, there's a trickster energy here. Can you help me to get rid of it? And normally what will happen is if there's a trickster energy, the pendulum will start to spin and it will keep spinning. And once the negative energy is gone, it'll come to a stop. I hope that helps and makes sense. And you can make it spicy. You can tell them to get the fuck out. That's right, Missy. Yep. Get out of my energy. You started in November 24 and was shocked it worked at connecting. Yeah, it's really cool, you guys. Thank you. I didn't see who sent the heart me, but thank you. Following for a while. This is the first time this is the first time you caught a live, probably, because I think it's only like the third time I've ever gone live. One time was just to like, you know, do some like pendulum stuff and whatever. Hi, Lisa. And then the second time was when the boom booms were sent to the I Ran Away place, and we were all pissed, and I wanted to get on and vent with you guys. And now I'm just like, you know, it's already been a wild 14 days in 2026. So like, let's just get on and like chat, whether it be about that or about us plucking our mole hairs or whatever, or spiritual pendulum stuff. Like, let's just like chat and hang out. Okay. How do I make my pendulum go fast? Mine goes really, some people's just go slow. And mine, every day, it can be different. Lisa, it's the first one you've caught. I'm so excited. Let's see. Let me see. This, I pinned the comment, Lisa, Sky Girl, she goes live quite a bit too. So if you guys don't follow her, I know a lot of you guys do. Majority of you guys, I know. 4 new messages. This is really, Lisa, how do you do this? It's really hard to keep up. It's all about energy. Yeah, it is. Yours goes fast with empathic answer. Okay. Candy, were you saying that you wanted me to do the protection prayer again? Just wanting to welcome, Lisa. Just wanting to clarify, because I can say the protection prayer again. Yeah, it is. It's a skill that you learn. Yeah. Okay. So if you're going to screen record, I'm going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God conscious, my guides, guardians, and only those who are of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it is only of the highest and purest light. Amen. I hope that helped. I hope the countdown helped too, because it's hard. Okay, good. You're welcome. I know it's kind of hard when you're first starting out, and there's so much information and so many people with, and I think I don't think any of them are bad. It's just, I don't know. I chose a prayer that resonated with me. There's a lot of different protection prayers. That's just the particular one that I like. Your pendulum goes really fast when the answer is very strong, like a big yes. Yeah. And also too, I really feel like spirit guides don't lie. They don't lie. They're reading the current energy. And if they're giving you an answer on something, particularly a yes or a no, I feel like if something is very likely to happen, then it's going to be a bigger swing, right? If it's, probably going to happen, it's going to be a little bit less. Does that make sense? That's just kind of what I've come to find. There's a lot of learning. Didn't know a pendulum had to be charged. Yep. Cleansed and charged. And it's good too, when you get a new pendulum or something, or even like an oracle deck or whatever, to sleep with it under your pillow. It's a good way to kind of connect the energy. Your pendulum has big swings, but that's because your guides are very energetic. Yeah, some guides are loud as hell. Okay. Jojo, love your page. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah. You have no patience for your pendulum. It does take time. The Book of the Golden Future has a lot of good information. I've heard of that book. I have not picked it up yet. Hi, Kai. Glad to have you on this page. Welcome. Yeah, no, there's just like, there's so much information. And two, you know, not that any information is wrong, but if something's not resonating, it's like, just trust your gut instinct. Always go with your gut. You guys know I always tell you that. You're usually out by the second answer and need to work on that. Well, you also like really like to dig into things, Lisa. I feel like you get one piece of information and you're like, okay, let's go. You got your shovel out and you're digging. Tracy, oh, thank you. I hope this information is helpful. Okay, Gollum, so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Have a great day, okay? If you'd rather the Golden Future is on Audible. 3 a.m. rabbit holes. Hell yeah. Thanks, Gollum. Yeah, I am much more of an Audible book thing because I like to, it's really hard for me to sit still. I can't just sit and read a book. So I need to be up moving, doing stuff. I have the attention span of a gnat. That's why, like, doing the traditional, like, Spirituality with Sam, she says, you know, like a minimum of 20 minutes. So when she said that, I was like, man, I don't want to. But I also want to expand, you know, my consciousness and do all this stuff. So I was like, and she mentioned something about when you open your eyes, it kind of breaks, like, any potential connection that's trying to form. So that's why I had to get myself a blindfold because I know I'm going to open my eyes. I just can't help it. Hi, Susie Positive. And so, yeah, that was really weird yesterday. That was the first time I've ever meditated. And I didn't expect anything to happen because it was the first time I was doing a full 20-minute meditation without, because usually when I meditate, I'm meditating to put out like what I want to see in the world, like envisioning, you know, what I want to see, like to manifest. And so that was the first time where I didn't do it. But I also didn't ask a specific question at all either. Tracy, thank you for the roses. So yeah. And so I didn't expect it to happen because she says you have to do it like consistently. And, so I was just like, nothing's probably going to happen. But when I feel like I went out of my own awareness, it was weird. I wasn't asleep, but I was out of awareness, if that makes sense. But I could see things and it felt like it came from the right side of my head. And that's when I saw the vision of a male figure on like a bike or a motorcycle that was like, looked like going downhill racing and kind of starting to lose control. And then I saw a yellow pink tricycle on its side and then heard screaming. And the screaming brought me back to my awareness. It was wild. That was the first time I've ever experienced anything like that. Because when I like get pictures of things, it's like I almost get, oh, thank you for the bow. That's so cute. Normally when I get like what I would say like messages from my guide, it's almost like they give me like a snapshot. Like when I talked about the Island Man's papers and like seeing like a dump truck of like envelopes. Like that picture popped in, but not an actual vision. Am I making any sense, you guys? I feel like I'm rambling and I feel like I'm probably not making any sense. It's hard for you to meditate. Wish you could do it. It is really hard. I mean, we can do it. It's just, you know, all things for the crown. Who sent that? Thank you. That was hella cute. You've been going to sleep at 6 to 7 a.m. Oh my God. I'd pass away. Oh, I need to sleep too, dude. But Lisa, don't you struggle with insomnia? Okay. My sleep has mainly been like bad because of just worrying about my son, you know. Like always just paranoid. Yeah, insomnia. Ugh. I feel like I had that as a teenager, weirdly enough, and I don't have it anymore. That's rough, dude. Also, if you ever have like any, Lisa, you sent the crown. Thank you, honeys. Yeah, I feel like if you have like an autoimmune disease or whatever, if you don't sleep, it will just cause your symptoms to flare. Yeah, stress has so much to do with our sleep. It really does. Still have it. Why did my screen go? Oh, it's making me do the puzzle piece. I wonder why they do that. Is that so? Because I heard the podcast that I like to watch and listen to. I remember they were talking about how they wanted to, because they had seen creators who would go TikTok live while they were sleeping, and people would like send gifts and stuff like that. Sometimes. Kai, thank you for the roses. Sometimes you like your insomnia because you receive a lot of guidance. Then, yeah, because like, isn't the veil thinner then? I think I've heard that. That makes sense. You guys, I don't even know what I was talking about before. Embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Ooh wee. The human energy is a lot more quiet. Yeah. No, it makes complete sense. It's hard to hold your thoughts and acknowledge everyone. Hold your thoughts and acknowledge everyone's comment. Yeah, dude. I'll like be on one track, and then it took me a couple times to get out a discussion of Diet Dr. Pepper versus Dr. Pepper Zero. Your downloads can be intrusive or vague, so I want to get my sleep schedule back to normal. Yeah, routine is really important for me anyway. Like, I'm a big like, you know how like babies, like infants, it's good to have your kids, even toddlerhood and whatever, you're having them on a routine. It helps with like their behavior and all kinds of different stuff. I'm that way as an adult. I'm going to be cranky and in a damn mood if I don't have my schedule. If I don't have my certain coffee with the creamer that I like, if certain things, that's like where I'm kind of neurodivergent. Like, I have to have certain things, even though I don't have to have them, but you know what I mean. Deb, hello from Ohio. Good to see you. Tend to be more downloads after not being able to sleep well for a while. Yeah, you know, when I feel like sometimes I get things, it's almost like right before I wake up, that tends to be when my dreams, if I have dreams, that's going to be when I get them. Yep, for you, I can be moody when I'm tired and on top of being hungry, hangry. It's not good. It's not a good combo. No, it's really not. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I mean, this is literally my third live ever. I don't come live very often. I want to try to be more regular about it, especially since right now I'm out of work with what's going on with my son. Like, I was actually getting worried. I'm like, oh my God, because like the reason why I can't work, I can't even find a little side gig or like commit to X amount of hours at any specific time right now, because I never know when something's going to pop off with him. So at this point, I'm like, kind of, I like just sit. But in moments like this where I know, and so I told you guys last night to tell you that I was going to be planning to come live at noon today. And so I was on a call with my son's therapist, and it was starting to run later. And I'm like, okay, it's almost noon. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be able to make the live on time? You know what I mean? So I want to try to get, I don't know, maybe try to do like Fridays or something, like a Friday night live. You have insomnia but have more energy when you sleep less. It's weird. You know what? I've had days like that too. And I'm like, how is this possible? That's weird. Amy, this is fun, by the way. I used to be Trek Tracer. Yes, I know. You know what? I knew the first part of your name was Trek. I forgot the Tracer part. The compartment in my brain that held onto that information, let it... Yeah, I think it would be fun. Just have to tell my husband that he's got to stay out of my office, which is our bedroom, for like at least an hour. But I'm also one of those people too. It's like, I've been trying, like, because here's the thing. There's been a couple days that on my regular days of work, I could have actually went to work, you guys. But I didn't know it at the time because I was expecting my son to be in crisis. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I've been telling my boss, the last thing I want to do is commit to telling you, yes, I can work this day. And then at the last minute being like, nope, we're in the ER again. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to commit to something and not be able to follow through with it. And I feel like this is almost like a PTSD thing from the C flu that we had in 2020. You catch my drift? Because remember, like, so many of us had to like cancel plans and there was so much uncertainty. So I think it's some lingering PTSD from that. I wonder, do any of you guys kind of feel like that? Tracy, you're done with work. Woo! Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm going to ask my husband what he thinks, like, because I don't think there's not a lot of times where we're doing anything on Friday night. So, yeah. Yeah, family first, for sure. Rosie 899, I like watching you. You were very informative. Thank you. I try to be. Your Dr. Pepper just made me get up to go get one. It's so good. Huge Star Trek fan. That's why I went with Trek Tracer. I like that. My mom was a big Star Trek fan. I never really got the appeal, but I do like the Orville. If you guys have not seen the Orville, I honestly think it's Seth MacFarlane. He is the creator of it and he acts on it. You guys, it is so funny. And I actually think that the writers are channeling to when we have open contact. Like, once we are fully living with like ETs, it's going to be like what the world is like what the galaxy is like. I'm telling you guys, if you guys have not seen the Orville, it's fucking funny. And I really think that is like how it's going to be when open contact happens, when we have all of this communication, and we'll actually be sitting on the same ships, sitting alongside other species. I think it's going to be badass. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, so now I got to check the comments. You're terrified of people having to see whenever someone coughs in public. You know, I'm actually not too worried about that virus anymore, especially being in the medical field. We haven't really seen that any new variants have been as aggressive as the original one. The thing that I would be more concerned with who they have, where they have them, if you catch my drift, is that if there is something new circulating, we're not going to be informed about it. And we don't have anybody like, so what our physicians do at our pediatric clinic, they actually use the UW I can never say this word, virology, because the universities are still doing great stuff, but I wouldn't trust anything that our main huge Fed GOV people are doing. They're dumb as hell. No one will be upset if you cancel Friday Night Live. Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. How do you say your name? Quinanciate? I'm really bad at pronouncing things. You guys know I had a hard time learning how to read as a kid. And I was in reading classes up until I was in 6th grade when I finally was able to actually read normally. And I finally had to tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm like blowing through all these workbooks that they're giving me. I can read now. Can you just tell them to get me the hell out of this? It's going to be interesting. First contact happens in like 2 years or so. Yeah. It's sad. I'm guessing you're talking about the whole incompetency. That's good. You have severe asthma. So when you had it, you almost, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's like traumatic. Me too. You're in the medical field too. Yeah. Yeah. And so I hope that it helps you guys to know this because it's factual. Okay. Just because we have turds running things, there are still a lot of really caring, smart individuals. And that's why Orange had it out for, he went at it with Harvard. These universities are not backing down, okay? So just know that there's still people doing really great work. And, we do have competent people keeping an eye on things, okay? That's one of the good things. It's another part of how they're trying to freak us out, right? Like, that's where they want us. They want us in fear. They want to be throwing all this wild crap out there. So it's like paying attention and just instead of focusing on that, because it is what it is. They're doing this on purpose. Like I said, the house is filled with mold. We got to rip it down to the studs, right? But that outside of the house, there's other really good people. Yes, you're a nurse. Have lots of smart, supportive science peeps. Yeah. Just because he's kicked them out of certain buildings doesn't mean that they're not still here and they're not still doing their jobs. You know what I mean? That is one thing, though. I miss my job because I love seeing babies and stuff. They're so pure. And just the little giggles and stuff like that. I don't miss having to have to make them cry. But, when they're sick, somebody has to take care of them, even though it's hard. Not like Kennedy and Oz. I know. God damn, dude. Ugh. Woof, dude. Ridiculous. Remember, there has been so much misinformation about anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of that is coming from, like, Twitter. It's like, that shit spreads like wildfire. And here, you know what I mean? And we all know who's in charge of that. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. I don't even know what I was saying. I don't know. It'll come back to me later. Or on Facebook. You guys want to know something funny that happened? Okay, so I usually don't engage with Red Hatters online at all. But my husband and my friend, he's gay, he actually DJ'd our wedding. He posted a photo regarding what happened with Renee. And there was this crap bag that was like on there defending the guy. And you guys, I was actually having fun. Having a back and forth with him. And I can't remember everything that I said to him. And I don't even know if I can say it on here because I'm going to start laughing so hard. It's so inappropriate what I said, but it was so fucking funny. And it was something where, because you know how like when you match their energy and you were just that petty, how they crash the fuck out. Yeah, it's inappropriate. I can't say it. I'll get my life restricted. But it was so funny. My husband's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was just like, dude, I just got this guy's ass. But what had happened was after I, what would you say? What do the people that debate say? After I dunked on him. It was really weird. My phone closed out the app. And then when I went back to try to get on the app had disappeared from my phone. So the only way I can even get to Facebook right now is if I go to the app store. I cannot download it from the app store. I have to just hit open if I want to get into my Facebook account. But I was like, okay, I think that's like the universe's way of saying, yes, you've done your job. Dunking on this fool. Now you can be done. No more. Oh my God. I can't stop thinking about what I said. I basically like was, how can I tell you guys without, I was basically, suggesting what we might find on his search engine. Because we all know what happens, with like Grindr and stuff like that. When those people are in town. Oh my God. Being petty is so fun sometimes, you guys. Like, I know, but I'm sorry. They have been like fucking They have been just horrible humans for the last decade. So I'm done being nice all the time. If I want to have a moment to dunk on somebody, oh, it was so good. Oh my gosh. I just feel all tingly inside now. You have zero idea what I was basically just talking about. How I don't usually like engage with Red Hatters online, but one of my friends, he had posted something about Renee Good on his thing, and he had some crap bag in his comments like defending what had happened and defending the dude. And so I just was taking him to task in the comments and like dunking on his ass. I was matching his energy and he didn't like it. You could tell. Let me see. Are you spelling a name, Tracy Algoid? Okay. I'm going to butcher your name. I'm going to butcher your name. Lissy Tristan. Okay. It's just the Ella laughing my ass off. Live your truth. Oh, live your truth. Oh, you gave it to him. Good for you. Yeah, hell yeah, I did. A lot of times I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to give him the time of day. But I was like, you know what? I got the energy today, so I'm going to give it. There's a character or a creator. Why can't I read today, you guys? There's a creator, Barely Informed, who has a super good explanation and video of the... Okay. We should track the sales of lube during... Yeah, we should track it. Isn't being petty fun, you guys? I think it's... Dyslexia has spread to me. That's okay. I'll take it. Oh my God. Isn't it interesting how like they make it their whole personality to hate the very people that they are? Like, how miserable must you be inside to like, you know what I mean? Like, what happened to them to make them be such awful people? That's what I want to know. I'm just like, dude, like, I don't give a crap. If you're not hurting anybody, live your life, brother. I don't care. People are so quick to get mad about things that don't even affect them or anybody in a negative way. Like hate. Yeah. It's pronounced Lissy Tristan. Hope I got it right. But a D instead of a T. Okay. Your real name is even harder to pronounce. Okay. They're obsessed with people who have morals. It's scary but funny. Yeah. Also, I think a lot of it is just like jealousy. Like watching like people live openly and happily and freely, you know, in a way that they've never felt like they could do. I've got some quick wit. I'm probably safer not in public. Some days I'm looking for an excuse, Lindsay. I've seen you on one of your lives and how you deal with the trolls. Oh, I'm like, I was like, Lindsay is not having it. She's not playing. I agree. They also have had 1 year of propaganda spewed at them from the House of White. Yeah, they really have. And not just the House of White. It's all these state-ran media. You know what I mean? Like, they can't report on the truth because they're going to get sued. You know what I mean? It's like, and all these people, not to dog on the elderly. Okay, I shouldn't just say it's elderly because there's other people, middle age and even teenagers, whatever. But most people that are getting their news from the TV happen to be elderly. Most of us, 65 and younger, we got our phones out, whatever. But the older generations are probably more likely to be watching things like Fox and now even CNN. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, they truly fully think they can trust this. This has to be true because it's on the news. And so it's all a bunch of brainwashing. Sometimes sarcastic comments slip from your mouth. You know what? Let it fly. How much sage are we going to have to burn in the House of White to cleanse it? That's your dad, Fox, all day, every day. Regarding the thing about saging the White House, okay, hear me out. This is going to be a wild take. Like I've told you guys before, I watch Libby from Meister Tarot, and she has said, and at first it didn't resonate with me, but the more and more that is happening with what happened to the East Wing, I'm like, okay, well, it's starting. Okay. She had said that she saw the House of White not being the residence of the leader of our land. She sees it becoming eventually a museum, and then we will have a separate residence, which honestly, I would be in more support of, because it was built by slaves. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't know. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Yes, Libby, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth to have our leader in that place. It needs to be like a museum, a memorial, like to honor. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, obviously we can still sage it and everything. But yeah, I think it's completely inappropriate that I don't know. That's just me. It's gross. So the more we're seeing everything happen and the more like he's already taken out a portion of it, I'm like, yeah, actually that resonates and it feels better to me. Like in my soul, that more appropriate anyway. About to be, and those snapped in 15 minutes by the break reminder, even though I haven't been on for 2 hours. Anthos? What is that? I see it as a museum, not as a residence. Yeah. I've been in the White House and it is so beautiful, and what he has done to it is a disgrace. It really is. Save some of the historical pieces for the museum and burn it. Yes, as far as yeah, completely. Yeah. It's fucking gross. Thanos is a Marvel film. Okay, I don't watch Marvel stuff. The guy who snaps and people disappear. Okay, that's why I was like, what is that? A place that everybody can go and visit and be respectful and humble. Yeah, it definitely, our leader of our land should not be living in that place. And I'm so pissed off because I never really realized how whitewashed the history that we learned in school was. Like, it pisses me off. And it was by design. So yeah, I would be perfectly content with them, like Lindsay said, taking some relics, some certain things that were of significance, and then burn it down. It's a bit uppity. There's talk he's going to do the West Wing next. Okay, perfect. So he's moving on. We're going to call this our project, you guys. It's not his project. It's our project. It's what we're going to do with it. The level of his narcissism is hard to wrap my brain around. Dude, same, Lisa. Well, and he's not even all there. Dude, brother gets up in the middle of a meeting with CEOs to look out of a fucking window. Like, what the hell was that? If you've ever been to DC, go. All kinds of free museums and all the history. Okay, so was he really farting? I didn't know if that was like an SNL thing. Because I know SNL did a thing. But, well, he's wearing diapers, taking shadoobies all day long. That's his dementia. Yeah. He's got something neurological going on too, because that's also, so which dementia is neurological, because the slurring of the speech. And I know because with my MS, sometimes if I get really tired or if my MS is flaring, my words will slur. One of the oil execs, I guess, said he was farting audibly and he smelled like me. Oh yeah, you sent me. That's fucking sick, dude. Ugh. I'm glad I had a late breakfast so I don't have to think about eating lunch. Woof. We will build a better country in future for those generations. Yeah. Fart Mentia Lindsay. Louis Body? What does that mean? Did you see he looked yellow in Michigan? I didn't see that. Dude, I try to see that MF for as little as possible. Smelling like meat is a symptom of late stage. It just jumped. Well, I almost wonder, you'd think the factory worker. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I saw Aaron Parnas report on that and how he was suspended. I was like, I put in the comments, I'm like, okay, so now we know who to make a GoFundMe for. And actually, they have made a GoFundMe for him. I think it's fucking awesome. Legendary. He's basically decomposing. Yeah, he is. And you'd think if Louis Body is what Robin Williams had. Oh! You know what? I've never actually heard of that. I've never had a patient with it either. Did you see that guy's GoFundMe, the car worker? I did, yeah. I'm actually so excited that they did that. Kai, were your comments going through? They may have been going through, and I might not have caught all of them. I'm trying to go back. He literally bragged about putting on his pants at a speech here in New York. Huh? What the hell? When was that? When did that happen? He's so far gone, you guys. This is actual elder abuse at this point. You work neuro. Okay, so that makes more sense. It's I've done basic, I do family medicine. I've never done a specialty. Pediatrics is basically as specialty as I've been. I've done family practice, urgent care, things like that. Urgent care was fun because I was able to do x-rays and all of the different tasks they have to. They have one gone too far for that Ross dude to unreal. Oh, yeah. The GoFundMe for him. And I went to go try to report it and I was having a hard time. I would go to follow the prompts and then it would freeze. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm going to try again though today if it's still up. That pants thing happened during his campaign in 2024. What the hell, dude? That's what I thought. I think some of them didn't go through. Huh. Because my mom said some of them weren't going through. Huh. Ross's GoFundMe is already under review. Oh, good. Okay, good. They haven't even brought charges against him because they don't plan to. So it's what's it actually fucking for? So annoying. Walking Gate, his up all night, wandering to the window. Yeah, he's in a dream world or something. But the Ford guy's GoFundMe is over $250,000. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Not that I like Hulk Hogan. I just like saying hell yeah, brother. It could be Blackboard. Does anyone follow Robbie Roadmaster? I don't think that I do. What does Robbie talk about? It's been happening on most streams I've been on with Simple O. Words like soda, for example. Okay, so that clock place is not letting people use certain words. They're just like taking the comments away. Because I've been trying to like stay on top of the comments as best I can. I'm sure I've missed a few, but that's kind of frustrating. Because I want to be able to see everybody's comments. I think I'll probably be on for like another 10 minutes or so. And then I'm going to have to kick rocks. Because I have to go to Costco before my kids get home. Have to be back in time for my baby bear. It happens. You can check your blocked word list too. I can check that, Lindsay, or are you talking to the people that are having their stuff blocked? He's with Jolly Good Ginger now in Minnesota. Okay. Okay, I can check it. Okay. Yeah, I'm really grateful to people like Jolly and stuff like that are like boots on the ground and really bringing to light what's actually going on and stuff like that. And I think that's another reason why, you know, first off, this regime is too sloppy. They're not smart enough to actually take over the way that they want to go. They are so dumb for picking the hardest land to be able to accomplish this with, because we are so big, because we have separation with our states, because we have, and they're not regulated, they're not tracked, so they don't know where the fuck they are, right? They were just really fucking dumb. So I'm glad that people are out there and, you know, now information is too readily available. We're on our cell phones. We're you know, recording things live, showing what's really going on. So, you know, it actually brings me comfort watching just how sloppy they actually are. I'm just like, yeah. Who's the other guy too that I really like? He's with Jolly as well. He always wears like a neon green shirt and like sunglasses, and he's walking around his farm. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? I really enjoy him. I think he's really good about calling out the bullshit too. And like sharing things. And I think he interviewed a candidate like who's running. I can't remember what her name was or what exactly she was running for, but off jaw wagon. Yes, but it's like with the O, right? Yes. I should clarify. He said most people couldn't put them on, so it's baffling that he's even allowed his pants. What the fuck? There was a major Verizon outage today. I wouldn't be surprised if similar things happen. Oh, yeah. They can't do shitler things because of access to things like, yeah. The information, it's too readily available, and it's like on demand. It's like right away. It's not just word of mouth. It's not just, you know what I mean? It's instant. I work for Verizon. It was a major fiber cut. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was completely by design. Yep. And I think that's also important too. Like if you do go out to any places like marching bands and stuff like that, I know it wouldn't be live or anything like that, but still having other ways of like recording things and stuff like that. And even though you can't prove it because it's not technically on a live, if enough people have documentation of the same stuff that same day, like writing down the date, the time, you know, place, it's important, you know. Hell, my daughter wanted a vintage style digital camera. Doesn't that sound so wrong to say? Like as a millennial, I'm like, that was like some innovative shit. You mean I don't have to take a million pictures and then go wait for it to be processed and then find out that I got no good photos? Oh, get her a GoPro. Well, we got her, she intentionally wanted like a vintage style one. So she sent us a link for like a $29 one. Like I would get her a GoPro if she wanted one, but she likes the retro look. I'm like, what the hell? It does middle and Gen Z. It's insane when people say stuff, then it's vintage. I know. I don't like it. You literally developed your own film. The only film I've developed is X-rays. No, that's not true. I think I did in high school. But my Aunt Pam used to have one of those cameras that she would have to have like a block of lights, and she would have to like put the light in and it would flash, and she would have to put like a new bulb in every time. I'm like, oh my gosh. I remember that during birthday parties and stuff like that. I took my digital camera everywhere in the early time. Hell yeah, you had to capture everything. I said, I know, I feel so old some days. I'm like, but you know what? Sometimes the vintage stuff, that's the most reliable shit right there. I'm telling you. I thought I saw a shadow move across the mirror behind you a minute ago. It could be because my cat's in the same spot. She hasn't moved. Ooh, poltergeist. Flash cube. Yes, that's what it is. I just remember every time, every holiday or whatever, Aunt Pam getting her big old thing out, I was like, damn, that's a lot of work for potentially crappy, blurry photos. Ugh. Isn't it wild how fast our technology has advanced? If you really think about it, it blows my mind. Blows my effing mind, you guys. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to hop off. Because my little one's going to be home from school in like just under an hour and a half. So I think I should scoot now so I can make it to Costco and back. But thank you guys so much for being my friends and for spending time with me. And I'm going to talk to my husband about maybe trying to get like a regular Friday Night Live thing started. And yeah, Lisa Scoop. But yeah, because I think it would be fun. Thank you, Lisa. I love all you guys so much. You all are the best. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, because I would really like to get a more routine thing going and to remind myself that structure is possible. I can have a structure. I can have a consistent thing without it being ripped away. And if I ever have to cancel, you guys know it's not because I don't want to be with you and hang out with you guys. It's just sometimes shit happens. So, all right. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video, okay? I love ya.